Hey babes, welcome back to Her Reign, Her Rules. Today, the throne room is double blessed because my girl Anya is here. We're newer friends, I guess you could say, but it's definitely giving a soulmate timeline kind of vibe. The kind that, you instantly click and you skip the small talk and go right to the real talk. Today, we're talking about modern love, the actual communication codes you need to know, building your couple cadence, and the possibly modern formula for when life gets busy. We're going to talk about red flags versus green flags. We'll definitely play some Softer Savage. I know that's a favorite for everybody. And maybe a little tasteful after dark flair. So pour something cute, crowns on, let's go. Welcome, Anya.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how we know each other.
Yeah.
How did we meet?
How did we meet? We met at Halloween party.
Yes.
At a house party.
At a house party.
We were all dressed like savages.
Yeah. Nice reference there. I like it.
You were a bird. I was a tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
We had
definitely
a
like
lot
an
of
animal
fun.
theme or something.
Yeah. There was something like a big jungle or something.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
theme. Yeah.
So
we
yeah,
had fun. We immediately clicked.
I know. It's like my ex and your husband started
Yeah.
chatting. They clicked. We clicked. So we're like,
Yeah.
all right. And we've kind of just
It was perfect.
We've done lots of brunches and
Lots of brunches.
fun adventures and nights out.
With mimosa boxes.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
Oh, the mimosa box.
Oh, so worth it.
There's this one place we go to and get brunch, and it's, what is it,
Yeah.
$50, right? You get
Yeah.
a bottle of champagne and a bunch of juices and stuff, and it's,
And it's never ending.
no.
It's bottomless.
We did that the other day and turned our brunch into day drinking.
It's
and
definitely true definition of bottomless mimosa. Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about, you and your husband have been married how long now?
Oh, wait. 2 years, I guess. 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's 2 years. Yeah. But we've known each other for 5.
Right.
So I always go like immediately into that. You know.
I should that's what I should have
Timeline.
asked. He won't be mad
Yeah.
at you.
He's
It's okay.
my soulmate.
He's awesome.
He's great.
He's awesome. So it'll be kind of fun to have your perspective today on, more of a long-term relationship. And then, of course, I'm dipping my toe back into the dating world.
Yeah.
So we'll try to kind of have both perspectives.
Unpack that.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun for me.
Yeah, I know.
All the good stories.
Yeah.
Or bad ones. I don't know. I don't know. We will
You can
see.
give me some advice because apparently I've been getting it wrong.
I have zero advice. I can just tell you what I do. Or did.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of start this out with let's give our listeners some advice on modern dating and kind of how to navigate it. So how do you tell a fling from a foundation based relationship?
I think if you do a fling, you immediately go with the mindset of this is just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not serious about this person. I'm not going to ask them any of my points.
Right.
Like, do they cover my
You're not
list?
talking about
Nope.
values. You're not
Yeah.
talking
Nope.
about goals.
But there's definitely chemistry.
Right.
And you just flow with it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I mean, I think that's pretty accurate. It's like it's more surface level versus
Yeah.
like a deeper dive. All right. So what's foundation mean to you in a relationship?
Oh, foundation. That would go... Do we have similar values? Can we live our lives in a similar way so we don't clash?
Right. Like
On a
the
daily
alignment.
basis,
And,
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like fling feeds the ego.
Yeah, for sure.
Foundation feeds the soul,
Yep.
kind of, right? So
Yeah.
it's definitely a deeper level.
But you also have to have some chemistry in there too.
Hell yeah.
You can't just put everything on values only.
No, there's gotta be a spark.
Oh, there's
But
got
then
to be a spark.
the want to go beyond that, I feel
Right.
like is that difference.
So what do you think is one truth about dating in 2025 that is just, nobody talks about this, and it can be good, it can be bad. What is it?
It's something that I'm wrestling with a lot lately. Well, the whole like fuckboy thing is so hard to deal with as somebody I would say in my 40s. I'm not going to go there yet. Somebody who's 40, like yeah, listen, again, the fling first foundation thing, fine. If that's what you want to do, great. We can just go have some fun. But like, I am dating with intent. Like, I am looking to have a relationship at some point.
Right.
You know?
But is that the energy that you're sending out?
I don't know. I have to be mindful of that because sometimes I will tell you when I first started dipping my toe back in, that was not the energy I was putting out. It was more like, hey, I just want to go have some fun. Like, listen, let's be honest. Like, we all have needs.
Yeah.
Like, okay, great. Just go have some fun. Maybe if you meet somebody and you want to go further, okay. I was open to that, but I definitely was putting out more of that energy of like, whatever happens, happens.
And now it is more serious, but you're not sure. You're not sure.
I'm more open to progressing something if it's worth it. If I find some value in it, if this is a person that I'm really like gelling with and there's a spark, sure, I'll pursue that as long as it's appropriate to pursue that.
Right.
But one of the things that I really try, and I think this is maybe to circle back to your question of like something important to tell people, valuing yourself in the modern dating world, I think is really important. Like, you know, you talk about attachment styles, you talk about putting yourself out there. Be careful to find that balance of like, don't stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Stay true to yourself. Don't bend for other people. Don't shrink for other people just because you might like somebody or have a spark, especially if you haven't, like, I mean, it's been close to a decade since I've had to go out and like date, right? So it's easy to like get attached or get excited, and then you have to remind yourself to don't sell yourself out. Don't, you know,
but
don't
a lot
cave.
of our patterns are very subconscious. Like,
sure,
you might want to, like, in your head, you know, it's like, this is how I'm going to act. This is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is just like predetermined. You don't even realize that you're acting a certain way and you're attracting a certain person.
Right. But now I think you have to be aware of that, right? Like if that's a pattern that is something that you fall back on, you got to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Right. And have that patience to, you know, move through it slowly.
Slowly. That's a good word.
Slowly. And, you know, that's something we'll actually talk about a little later in the podcast. But finding your formula, finding your pace, your cadence that works for that relationship.
So are you doing any work right now to like change your patterns that you used to fall into? Do you recognize your patterns?
Absolutely. I definitely recognize them. At times when I'm tired, right? Like, you know, most of you all know I bartend at night or I work at night managing a bar. And so sometimes you get tired.
Yeah.
And your filter or your walls or your whatever you want to call it, you're not as good.
Of course.
At recognizing those things and acting the way you should or following your guidelines. But I'm more aware.
That's good.
I work really hard to, like, if there's a situation that maybe is throwing me off or a potential trigger from my past, take a minute, step back. Maybe don't respond to a text or a conversation right away. Sleep on it, think about it, then find a way to respond in a more mature way that then hopefully fuels the next conversation or the next step in that relationship instead of just being like, oh, well, I didn't hear from you, or you said this, and you know, it's so I'm definitely more aware. I did therapy. I'm not currently in therapy, but I did a lot of therapy after my split. And I mean, I've done therapy for years, but yeah, I think I'm in a pretty healthy spot. So I think that's important for people to get to that place where you can recognize and have people you can talk to. Like I've reached out to you about things recently, you know, I have other friends and just have people you can go to for advice.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Or find like a good, you know, podcast to listen to that gives you relationship advice.
Read a few books, self-help. That's my thing. I love to read self-help books. I mean, I used to. Honestly, when I split up from my ex-husband, I was 32. Mm-hmm. And the first year was definitely just like fun, unorganized. I didn't care. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I was always open to something serious. And I actually did have, within those like 8 years before I met him, I had 2 serious-ish relationships. All of them from Hinge. That's a good app.
Hinge is great.
Hinge is great. And honestly, it's not like, I definitely was a different person. I was growing into myself.
Right.
I feel like I've done some work, but it took a while for me to figure it out, like adopt all the things that I've read. And it's like, this is who I want to be.
Well, you take pieces from everything you learn and you read and experience, and then you build.
And then you become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It takes a while.
The things that resonate with you.
But I have to say, I feel like I don't think I got rid of this pattern that I always had of like falling immediately into relationships.
Okay.
Like I'm like all or nothing.
Okay.
Like when there's chemistry and it's on both people's side.
Yeah.
It's like all
You're
in.
going for
we're
it.
We're almost like immediately living together. It's insane.
Okay.
But it worked.
But it works for you, and it works for you and your husband.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I mean, you guys have a really, really great relationship.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
I would say that this is my best relationship. Not yet. It's the last one probably I'm going to have.
Right, exactly. But like, you know, like we went out recently with somebody that I've been seeing, and even he said afterwards, he's like, huh. He goes, they have a really, really cool relationship. And it was kind of cool to hear that from, like, I will say, an outsider's perspective, right?
Right.
Like,
because we hang out, so it's like nobody, pays attention to this stuff anymore.
Yeah. And he also said, he goes, I understand you two as well, meaning you and me. Like, you should definitely convince her to be on the podcast because you guys have a good flow. And I'm like, I'm working on it.
Yeah, we're good. What are you going to do? Like, you can't fake it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of this episode. I want to talk about communication. So for me, communication is personally the biggest thing that I need in a relationship to make me feel safe on all levels, right? Like beginning stages, middle, whatever, long-term communication for me, it's something that I have lacked in past relationships and multiple past relationships. So I've figured out, talk about that growing, that healing, that learning about yourself. I need transparency, communication. I need to know what the expectations on me are, and you need to know what I expect. And if that aligns, then here we go, green light.
Perfect.
But you know, so possible conflicts when you talk about communication, something that I've dealt with in the past, shutting down. When somebody shuts down because you might bring up a topic, a difficult conversation, and your partner just shuts down, goes silent. That's
the worst.
How do you handle that?
Honestly, you know what that feels like? Like it's your shame. You feel ashamed that you even asked the question, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the worst possible thing. And then if they don't open up, then it's almost like immediately it's over.
Right. What do you do? How do you bring them back to a place where they want to talk?
Yeah, to the starting point. Mm-hmm. I do not know. I feel like if something like this ever happened, it was like the end. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like there's kind of, I feel like there's two approaches. Like you can look at them and say, hey, I really like you.
Yeah.
I'm a solution-driven person, so I want to try to figure this out, right? So how do we come back to this? You know, do you want to pause? Do you want to take some time? Do you want to come back to this tomorrow or whatever? Especially in a new relationship, you can say, hey, let's get together this weekend and maybe whatever. In an established relationship, like, hey, go take your day, do your thing, but like tonight after dinner, let's sit and talk about this more. You know, or you can go the exact opposite, like you said, and be like, this is a non-negotiable for me, so I'm out.
I'm like, if you can't do it, it's not like you're going to learn with me.
Right.
Possibly.
Right. No, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely had friends who were dwelling on things like that. Mm-hmm. And then they would like bombard me with questions. And it's like, what do I do? Do I text him? Do I not text him? I'm like, oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
I don't know.
ask him straight up. But it's hard. It's hard to
you bring up a good point.
Yeah.
So
in theory, it sounds like this is what I would do. But then in reality.
Well, how many self-help relationship experts out there tell you, play the game?
Yeah, played no
way. Make him or her, I shouldn't say just say him because it can go both directions. Make them chase. Wait 3 days after your first date. There's all these things. And and this is part of this whole modern love, I don't think that works.
I don't think that works either.
For a lot of relationships now.
No.
There's an element of it that's important.
Right. Which is honestly only at the beginning, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then when you move past those like first little steps, when things become real and you start having real conversations, what kind of game are you going to play?
Well, then, but that's that next level, right? You know, like you're right. In the beginning, you provoke that chase or whatever. Listen, men, and I don't mean to say this like in a bad way. Men are simple. You know what? Let me rephrase. Men and women obviously think different, right?
Yeah.
There's lots of evidence for that.
Books about it.
Books, movies, evidence up the wazoo about it. But they do like that element of chase. Or if you're just there at their beck and call all the time, that doesn't work. But you have to do that for you as well as for them. Like that, I mean, and it needs to be based in what you're doing for you, ultimately. You know, the element of chase is great, but you get to a certain place, and that's where I think the communication and honesty needs to come into play. Like, we're freaking adults. Yeah. We're not 20 years old dating for the first time in a serious relationship. True. Like, can we just have an adult conversation?
You have to.
You know?
Well, but also, you know what? Maybe that's good when things like this happen, because then you know immediately you're not going to waste your time. Like, you know, if you were in your 20s, you would probably completely, like, it would be chase for months and months.
Right.
But now you're
But now we're seasoned
wiser.
and we've learned.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. So what about the blow-ups? What if somebody just jumps at you, like, and it's a fight?
Well, I've dealt with that. For me, at this point in my life, that I'm going complete, straight, badass savage on that one. I won't tolerate it at this point in my life. There was a time where I tolerated it a lot. And if I get into it, I'll probably cry. But the guy I was married to in my 20s was not the best person. And the aggression, I didn't see it at first. And it built and it built and it built. And after that relationship, I'm like, I'll never tolerate that again. And then I've had some relationships since then where there's been an element of that. And I've had to step away from it. But yeah, it's a non-negotiable for me. But I can also, now if it's the first time and there's some stressors in somebody's life and there's this big blow up, like, hey, listen, I can listen for a minute. I can give you some space, some grace, what's going on. And then I have to, at that point, discern whether that's like a normal pattern for them or if this is like a one-off situation, we can work through it. I'm willing to at least hear them out on some level, but it depends on the blow up, I guess. Yeah, depends how big it is, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess that kind of with that like defensiveness. So like somebody who, so we talked about earlier, you're afraid to sometimes bring something up to a partner. You're having a feeling about something they may have done or an action or a feeling about how things are going. You bring that up and then they already are on the defense.
And then gaslighting.
Yeah.
That like kind of, it's just like matches. These two things are kind of just go hand in hand. And the that's the one thing that I cannot stand.
No.
Oh my God. It just drives me crazy.
And sometimes they're like, oh, I don't even, what do you mean? I'm not gaslighting. I'm like, and look up the definition. Crazy. That's exactly what you're doing.
If I feel crazy, you're gaslighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
for sure.
Okay.
All right. So everyday connection. So now we're kind of going away from some of the challenging communication things and a little more in the communication around like needs and wants in a relationship, especially in a new relationship. So one of the things for me, good morning, good night texts, right?
Okay, yep.
Now, is that something that's a non-negotiable for you? Is that something that you and your husband like to do or check in?
We used to do that. We used to do that a lot. And now we are kind of just like, because, well, I don't live with my husband. We're married, but we don't live together.
Right. Yeah, so talk more about that. So
right. So we have a very specific relationship. It's because I have kids from previous marriage, and they go to school around here. He has a house up up the ocean,
little further north,
a little further north. Yeah, we don't live together. We see each other like 4 days out of the week. So yeah, we text during the day a little bit, but not as much as we used to.
Okay.
But we're both fine with it. Like, I feel like as long as you're okay with how your relationship is going and you don't have any resentments, you don't have to do that. We call each other every single day.
Right. You have, so I call it a touch point, right? Yeah. So there's a touch point throughout your day, whatever you guys decide that needs to be.
Right.
So for some people, a good morning. Some people, a good night. Some people, it's, hey, if I don't hear from you for a couple hours,
then I'm gonna reach out.
you know, what's going on? How you doing? How's your day? Do you need anything from me? How can I love you better? How can I care for you better?
And then I'm gonna also check his location.
Yeah. That could be a whole other episode.
It's so fun. Like, what are you doing here?
What are you doing? Are you getting groceries or are you going to the strip joint?
Yeah, there you go.
Because they're in the same plaza.
I think I've seen that, but
no, I don't know where that came from.
Actually, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely a discussion you need to have early on in a relationship. Like, it's part of that alignment that we talked about earlier. Like, what do you need to feel safe, happy, fulfilled in a relationship?
How do you feel about mismatched love languages?
You know what? That doesn't bother me.
It doesn't?
No. Because the assumption that you have to align on every level of your relationship, i.e. love languages, I feel like that's a diamond in a rough. Now, some people could sit here and say, well, you want to find that diamond in a rough because that's going to be this cool relationship. But,
or at least most of how they express themselves.
Sure.
Yeah.
There has to be some alignment for sure. But like, you know, for me, I would say my love language, my majors in love language are quality time.
Mm-hmm. Same for me.
This is going to actually support this whole point even better. Touch is important to me on some level, but there are times where I'm like, get away. Like, just please, I need my whatever. But words of affirmation. Now, for you and your husband, you don't spend every day together.
Right.
At some point, you probably, one or the other of you, might need a little validation or reassurance.
So he does. He does need it. And I'm like so clueless when it comes to that.
Really?
I could care less.
Well, here you go. Here's your reminder.
There you go. That's my reminder. I should say something.
But so for me, I need that. If we're not going to be together, say this is a week of craziness and whatever, and maybe we won't see each other till this weekend.
Yeah.
Just a little like, hey, beautiful, or how's your day going, thinking about you. Like just something. It doesn't have to be major. It can be one sentence over an 8-hour period.
Right.
You know, well, you're taking a shit. Send me a text. I know you got your phone in your hand.
You're scrolling anyway.
Come on. Sorry. We are drinking tequila, so you know the filters.
Then now this is a good one.
Okay.
What if sex is bad?
I'm out. No, I'm just kidding.
But do you? Are you kidding?
No.
No, you're not kidding.
I feel like that's a relative.
Yes, because it can get better.
Right.
People learn different things and tricks.
Or what's good mean to you? You know. So, yeah. I mean, listen. I'm a sexual person. Like, it's important to me for that too. There's got to be an alignment there for sure.
Yep.
But I'm willing to see that out for a time. Yeah. Have some conversation. It might be that it's new. You're still learning each other's bodies. You're still learning touch points.
I mean, you can figure out if somebody is nervous.
Sure.
That's step one. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
But then there are certain things that, like if somebody is a bad kisser, they're not going to be a good lover.
I agree with you 100% because for me, it starts there. If somebody's a good kisser, I'm like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm all in. Because the spark starts there. Come on. Y'all get the tingle when it's a good kisser. Don't lie. Don't lie.
True.
But it's interesting because I've actually had people that I've dated or whatever, you know, gone to that level with, where all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, it's not what I expected based on the energy or it's whatever. And then maybe the second time you see them, you're like, oh, okay, this is great. Like, so you can roll with it for a little bit, for sure.
But then there are certain personalities where you can be super open and it's easy to talk to them about sex, and other personalities that you can't do it at all. Mm-hmm. And then what?
Well, then you have that conversation, and it doesn't have to be like, hey, you're not good in bed or we don't align in bed. It can be, hey, there's something here that's not matching or something that doesn't align, and you know, I don't think that this is
going anywhere.
Exactly. You don't have to be mean specific about it, or
right.
Or you're right. You don't have
I wouldn't
to be specific.
even say anything that it's about sex. I would say something else.
Something's not working here. Yeah, for sure. Asking for effort. Asking for the person you're dating a long-term partner, hey, something's not right here. I need a little more from you. How do you do that without sounding like you're nagging, which is such a unfortunate connotation? Is it you're a nag?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I hate it. I hate it when I do it.
Okay.
But then I'm like, if I don't say it, they're not going to know.
Right.
And I've seen crazy improvement.
Okay.
But,
that's interesting to me.
I feel like I just got lucky with the personality.
Right. I was going to say, I don't think that works for every relationship.
No, definitely not. I feel like
it's definitely not
my husband's personality is to please. So whatever I ask him, and I'm obviously not like unreasonable.
No, of course.
I
wouldn't
take
say that
advantage
at all.
of anybody.
Right.
But if I definitely need something, I say it, and he does it.
Well, but it's funny because you say like he's a pleaser, but he's a very strong person.
Yeah.
Which I think is the balance that you have to have.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you have to still be strong in who you are and your own identity and whatever, and not be like groveling.
Yeah.
But to want to please your wife or your partner, I think that's actually like a very masculine thing and a protective thing. And I think that's actually really beautiful.
I think we just got lucky with how our personalities work together.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that. As we said.
For sure.
You guys, people from an outside perspective think you have a good relationship. Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like your relationships and your love, they don't die from the big fights.
Yeah.
You die from those silent
things.
moments. So it's actually kind of cool that you feel comfortable in your relationship to say something.
Yeah.
But nagging, I think there's such a negative connotation around like bringing up your feelings, asking for something you might need, and it's like.
I guess nagging is when you have to repeat yourself, but is it really nagging or just the other person is not doing it?
Right. And then you have to ask yourself, do you want to keep having to remind them for the rest of your life or your relationship?
No.
And you have to make a decision.
Yep. That's easy when it's early on. If it's late in a relationship, not easy to end.
All right. So that kind of leads me into my next topic for today. The busy season in life. Busy week, busy time frame, whatever. Certain jobs come with certain elevated times of busy, certain lifestyles. You're a parent to kids from a different, from a previous marriage. So that comes with ebbs and flows when the kids are in school, when the kids are home for summer. So I kind of want to like give our listeners some guidelines around that. And like, I'm calling it the like busy season playbook, but
well, it is kind of like that.
It is. Well, I mean, gosh, it's something that I've had to navigate as I'm dating new people. It's like, one particular guy I've been seeing, it's like there's a lot of challenges because it's new for us.
Right.
We don't know how we're going to react. We don't know. Like I know how to. If this was my ex, I know how to handle him. Or not handle him, but I know how to handle that situation.
Exactly.
With somebody new, how do you navigate it?
I don't know. I'll tell you, like, it's easy for us because we already know we feel secure in a relationship. So, if I'm busy or he's busy, we're busy. That's it.
So we
always have points of connection anyway because, we meet up on weekends. Right. And we're going to have those times.
Right. And to look forward to that.
And we're both in it. Yeah, we're both looking forward to it. For you as a new dater, that's different and stressful. Yeah.
So I kind of have some like thoughts around like some steps, right, that everybody can take. So I'm gonna throw them out there and then
throw them out there.
Add to it as you see fit and maybe how it pertains to your relationship. But so I think it's important to kind of name that season or that thing you're going through, right? Like find a system to almost label it, like green, yellow, red. And that can like outline your week, so to speak. So on a green week, when there's not a lot of work or kids' schedules or whatever, that's kind of your normal flow, your normal availability, right? Yellow could mean, hey, this is going to be a busy week. There's some travel coming up, kids' schedules, sports, whatever's going on.
I guess for all of it, you need heads up.
Heads up for sure. Well, and that's literally like... I think that's point number, It's one of them on there. But yeah, you're right. It's having that proactive conversation, right?
The beginning of the week, it's like, this is going to be a tough week. This is the plan. This is how we're going to handle it.
Right.
And honestly, that would be amazing for everybody.
Yeah. As long as you know. And we also have to always give grace for things that come up out of nowhere. And the shit hits the fan and, You got to kind of navigate it. So I feel like the green, the yellow, the red would be like, hey, I'm, family crisis. This family member's sick.
Right. Family crisis is red.
Right. The kids, something's going on with school. I've got to be present. I've got to be very present. I've got to co-parent more than anything else this week. Or, whatever else it could be. Work has gone crazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like having that almost that way to like let each other know like, hey, this is a red week. Whatever your version of that is, guys, like find your version. It doesn't have to be so cut and dry, but this is just me trying to give like a basic example of how you could outline it and navigate it.
So how are you doing with that?
Well, working on having that conversation.
Yeah.
Honestly, a recent challenge or hurdle has actually prompted, and it's part of what kind of prompted this episode, honestly, which is kind of cool.
Crisis. I love that.
But it's you got to have that conversation. What can you give? What do you need in those moments so that you can figure out what works best to keep moving forward? Define kind of that next step is like define what your minimum level of connection is, right? So if it is a red week, what do you need to still feel like you're engaged in the relationship, connected? What can you tolerate? What do you need in return?
Right. Did you figure that out?
Yeah.
For yourself.
And it's not even something I had to figure out. I actually know what that is.
Okay.
I just need to be able to convey that to
the other person.
Yeah. So I think when you get to that point where like, okay, new relationship, now we've got this particular challenge or this hurdle, let's sit and talk about it and figure out how we navigate it, right? So, on a green week, you could have whatever your normal cadence is, whatever your normal formula is. You check in, you hang out a couple times a week or once a week or whatever. On a yellow week, it might be that, hey, I just need a touch point. I just need some sort of, like we said, whether it's the good night, good morning, or it's a, hey, how you doing? Hey, let's jump on a call later, or send me a text message throughout the day when you're done with your work day. There's also something that came up in this current relationship where he works from home. I also work from home. But there needs to be a respect for office hours. Just because you work from home, I mean, you work from home too.
Right.
There still needs to be that respect for, from 9 to 5, I'm not as readily available. Just because I'm home doesn't mean I'm available. So I think that's something that's super important to think about. On red weeks, those bad weeks, you need to be able to communicate what you need to feel okay. Like if you need to go 2 weeks without seeing each other, 10 days, whatever, what do you need on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever, that's going to help you still feel secure in that relationship, that there's still a connection and doesn't make you go into that place where you start questioning.
And freaking out. What's your attachment style then?
So I would say...
Are you anxiously attached?
I would say that I've definitely lived in that space in the past.
Okay.
I'm very aware of that. So now I try to very much detach from outcomes.
That's why you're coming up with all these systems.
Well, that's good.
But that's good.
To me, that's a healthy way of approaching relationships, right? Because I was not always healthy in how I approach relationships before.
Right.
For sure. I will admit that. It's hard to admit, but I will admit that. But yeah, it's knowing your attachment style is very important. Figuring out how to navigate things when those triggers come up. Mm-hmm. Detaching from the outcome, not sacrificing yourself or bending too much to accommodate them, because it's still important. And if you have to accommodate them and bend so much for their what they need,
it's not.
And that's happening early.
Yeah, then get out.
You're going to have to continue to do that, or that doesn't, just because it's potentially a red flag doesn't mean that that's the end. It just means you have to address it. Don't not address it.
Right. You have to address it.
I think that's a big piece of it.
Are you someone who keeps the score if something goes bad? Like somebody...
I've never been that person. I can say that to the bottom of my soul. I have never been that person. I don't hold people accountable. I shouldn't say that.
No, that's not it.
You're right. That's not the right wording. I don't discount people or write them off or make assumptions based on... Now, if there's a pattern, That's different.
Right.
But if somebody's having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, going through a crisis in their life, I don't keep the score. I genuinely can say that honestly.
Yeah.
I've never been that
keep
person.
the score like that, but like you said, if I notice something, then I want to see if it happens again and again to see if there is a pattern. Because if there is a pattern, then it's like, oh, this is going to be a tough one.
That's a different...
I can say something, but it probably won't change.
Right.
Unless, who knows? Sometimes it changes.
Sometimes. But as we've all
but as we
heard,
99% is a no.
Doesn't change. I think it's important too to kind of map out what your windows of availability are depending on what kind of a week it is, right? So like, hey, I'm available Monday and Wednesday this week at night. And then Saturday I have all day available. So like, let's plan something for then. But the rest of the week I'm going to kind of be offline. We'll have our check-ins, whatever you decide those are going to be. But like talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Like let the person know as much in advance as you can. Like, hey, this is when I'm available. So let's plan something. I need a night for myself. I want to spend some time with you. I need to handle XYZ this week. And, you know,
Ooh, I know this couple. They both have like their own calendars.
Okay.
And then they have combined calendar as a couple calendar.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the best idea ever. Because they know they're both my clients. Mm-hmm. So we see each other on different days, but they coordinate everything. And it's so amazing how they do it. And everybody knows that they have something coming up. They always clear with each other. Mm-hmm. You know, like, oh, I have to talk to Jess about this because I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it this week. Mm-hmm. And it's the best thing ever. Like, I'm kind of obsessed. And I feel like I should be doing that with my husband because he never remembers anything we have to do. I've repeated things 500 times. And every single time he hears it, he's like, wait, what? What are we doing this week? I'm like, don't do this to me.
That's actually a really great idea.
Right?
And with
but
that,
I don't know how to set that up though, so I'm not great at it.
Come on.
He probably, I swear to God,
he probably would. He's
would.
tech savvy.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Do that. I think it's also important in all of that is state your needs, your non-negotiables. Like we kind of alluded to that earlier, but figure out the things that you need in those crazy weeks. I'm going to keep using the color thing, but in a green week and a yellow week and a red week.
Yeah.
What are your needs? Are you a person that needs to go to the gym every day? Are you a person that needs to meditate every day? Are you a person that needs to be able to spend, you know, when you have your kids, like you have a schedule with your kids, right? When you have your kids, are you 100% about your kids during that time? Or is there a way to mix everybody in, right?
Yeah.
So talk about that. Figure that out. Because on a red week, do you still need to have your gym time, your kids' time, your meditation time, your whatever?
Right.
Yeah. So that means you're maybe even less available on those red weeks.
True.
And your partner needs to understand that your non-negotiables still need to happen even in the craziest of weeks.
That's true.
So that might push the time between you even further apart. Are you going to be okay with that, you know?
I mean, I usually adapt to these things. Like whenever I have super busy week, I'm not going to, like, especially if I have my time with my husband, I'm not going to do my workout. We're going to go for a walk together.
Sure.
But it's something like,
so you can be flexible
swap.
on certain pieces of those.
Pieces, for sure.
But it's still part of your non-negotiable to get that exercise or to.
And he knows that.
Yeah. That's cool though.
He's not resentful.
Right.
Of things like that.
Yeah. All right. So now let's say the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Here comes a red week. Here comes a crazy chaos, life crisis. Things are going down the tube.
Does not apply to me.
Doesn't.
Red weeks. I honestly feel like we are in such a place, you know, like when you're married, you kind of just go with the flow because we don't have that, oh, the relationship is going to be on the rocks if this week is going to hit, you know?
Because you've had
while.
those.
Yeah.
Obviously you've been together for a while now, but even in the beginning, you had those conversations of, you know, where you feel validated and secure because you know that you're all in.
Plus, whatever works for us, it's more of a quality time situation. We can literally sit right next to each other on a couch, and that's going to be good enough. We don't even have to talk.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We're just going to sit there and scroll on our phones and
in your pajamas with no makeup and chilling. Like, absolutely. That to me is still quality time.
And it works. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, you know, even on a red week before bed, you're going to have that.
You're going to have some time to connect. You don't live together, but you...
Which is good because then we don't annoy each other, as much. We just kind of like hang out those 4 days and everybody is on the best behavior because we want to, have the best time we can have together.
Take advantage of the time that you have together.
Yeah.
I think it's important too, like to have some parameters. So a little more advice for our listeners, like, so if you get into that situation where, okay, I haven't heard from my partner for 10 hours or whatever, he's had a crazy work day. How do you then approach that? As a partner, do you reach out to them and say, hey, haven't heard from you all day. Do you need support? Do you need something from me? Or do you need space?
I'm going to tell you what I do. Where are you? You don't love me anymore. Are you cheating on me? What's going on?
Oh, come on. Really?
He knows that.
Not anymore
playful.
so much.
No,
but...
I do that all the time. And he loves it. It's like our, point of connection. He's like, always laughs at it.
Okay,
it's like,
good.
you don't love me anymore. Like, what's going on?
But you're right. So it's in a playful way.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that like being able to at least feel comfortable asking your partner, right?
Right.
Like, hey, I've noticed some distance today, or I've noticed you've been busy. Do you need space? Do you need support?
I can see you do that. You're good. You're good like that.
I try.
You're good like that.
I think I'm fucking seasoned enough at this point and burned enough that I'm like, I would so much rather go the easy route and find a solution than go against the grain and like make it complicated. I don't want complicated.
Oh, no.
I don't want complicated anymore.
You definitely want easy.
I'm over it.
Yep.
All right. So I think when there is that imbalance, you kind of spoke about it before. Like, do you keep score, right?
Yeah.
So in those times of imbalance, how do you help and support your partner? So like, hey, you've got a busy week. Guess what? I'll cover dinners this week, but next week you get to plan the date. Find a compromise, right?
Oh, that's a good one. See, it's I feel like we fell into our roles deeply, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm the planner in our relationship, but I love to do that too. Mm-hmm. So I'm not resentful.
Right. You enjoy that part.
Yeah. But he also acts as my like assistant to some degree.
Okay.
Which helps me a lot. Like things get done. Mm-hmm. I honestly I just really got lucky. I'm like
you did. He's a good one. He's a good egg.
We just like completely match.
Yeah.
Personality wise,
awesome.
And like how we live our lives. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna do the dishes. I'm gonna always cook, but he's gonna always do the dishes. He's gonna vacuum. He's gonna do laundry. Like he does all of it. And I love a clean space, you know? Right. Like I just like it. But sometimes
your guys' house is immaculate. Like the house,
him.
The big house. I mean, the apartment too, but like
that's him.
It's immaculate.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Cleanest garage I have ever seen in my life.
I love looking at it. I love when he says like, "Oh, I cleaned your garage for you." I'm like, "Oh, really? It's my garage." Yeah. It's not.
Another way to kind of combat that, like having check-ins, right? Like weekly check-ins, like, okay, Sunday afternoon, whatever your thing is. What worked this week? What didn't work this week? You know, you had a crazy week. Did I support you the way you needed? Is there anything I could do to like support you better or love you better or care for that situation better? I think that's important. Again, that's that communication, which obviously is the underlying theme for me. Like communication, I think is just it in every situation, relationship or not. Communication can save
the day
so much.
Yeah.
Headache. And I think the kind of like the last big piece of that whole like crazy, busy season, find a way to reset after a yellow or a red week.
Yeah.
It's like a reset date. Like, hey, haven't seen you for 10 days. Things have been crazy. We need to now reconnect somehow. So let's find a night, a day, a weekend, go away and reset. No phones, no technology, no whatever, or whatever your version is. Sometimes it could just be let's sit on the couch and watch a cool movie in our pajamas and drink a bottle of wine together and order our takeout, our favorite takeout. Whatever that is, find a way to reset and reconnect.
For us, it's usually just walk or sitting on the couch together or going out for a drink. Mm-hmm. That's 3 things.
I like it.
I like it too.
You gotta find your thing, right?
It works.
So I feel like compromise is not cosplay. We'll go with that term, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you have to dress up as something else or shrink for somebody else, then it's not,
That's not compromise.
no, that's self-sabotage,
Yeah.
So I think that's
compromise is different. Compromise is, okay, this time I'm going to do this, but next time you're going to do this. Or it doesn't have to be the keeping score situation. But at least everybody understands where it's like, okay, if I'm pushing you in this direction, I'm going to give you something back some other time. Right? Maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
That's how I would see it.
definitely. I think that's a good way to look at it. I also think it's important, like when you're first dating and kind of figuring out how you align.
Yeah.
It's talking about the things that are going to be most important to you and giving each other heads up about things, and kind of figuring out what's going to push you forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think kind of an important thing to think about is, you don't want to negotiate for your basics. You want to negotiate for your extras.
Yeah.
Instead of, it's like, I feel
So
like
there you
that's
go.
working
That's
backwards.
the compromise too.
Yeah.
Like you have your boundaries. You are who you are. And if the other person can't accept you and that part of you is included in your lifestyle as a couple, then I guess you can't, that's not going to work.
For sure. All right, let's move on to red flags and green flags before we play Soft or Savage and wrap this up. So I'm going to give you a couple of my red flags and green flags, and I want to hear some of yours. So for me, the whole like love bombing and then vanishing.
Oh my God, that happened to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me.
There was this guy. Of course, there was one. And we hit it off immediately. It was such an easy, and like I go for the vibe.
Right.
Like you kind of go with your gut. And we went out on so many good dates. And then all of a sudden, we met up for the last date and it was amazing. Like it was a great dinner. We had fun. We had sex. And then I went home. And the next day, he like ghosted me. Out of nowhere.
I don't get that.
And meanwhile, we like talked about like everything, like you have a great, like it's you and me. And like imagine we're talking, we're great friends for a week. And then all of a sudden you're ghosting me.
Yeah. Like what?
Yeah.
What? Like you don't even see it coming. It's
No,
it's
you
a
don't see
blindside.
it coming. Exactly. I was just like so blindsided. And so like the first reaction was I'm so angry. And I felt so bad about myself.
Right.
Obviously, that's like normal reaction.
Sure.
When things like that happen.
Until
But,
you
like,
learn to detach from that outcome.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but to be honest with you, even like, so after a week, he ghosted me, nothing. Like I heard nothing. I wrote him this long message on what I think. I just had to do it. I'm like, you know what? If I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I'm going to do it.
Well, you have to go with your gut and what makes you feel most secure in that situation. But also you have to be careful of, you don't want to bombard them with, I mean, I'm guilty of it.
Oh, that was just one message. I'm like, it was just an entire letter. It was like a book. But I said what I wanted to say because I just felt like I didn't have that closure. Like when somebody ghosts you, you're just like left in this like weird space of just like, like first of all, you feel like, oh my God, I did something wrong. But it's not you, it's them. It's always them.
But I'll tell you something that I figured out recently. When I do something like that, as I punch my mic, when I do something like that, I don't care as much about the relationship. But when I
wouldn't care
when I
anymore.
know to take a step back and not respond like that,
Didn't
and
care.
not put out the bombarding or the long, that to me, I have to pay attention to that because that's somebody for me that's worth my time because I'm putting enough thought into, well, I don't want to bombard him. I want to try to give him grace until he proves to me that I shouldn't.
Right.
Until he gives me a reason to not trust or understand the situation. I'm actually going to try to take a step back in that moment, give him some grace, and not bombard.
Okay.
So for me, and that's just a personal thing.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, fuck you, you're an asshole, this is what you did, this is how you hurt me, guess what?
It's over.
There's no value in that for me. I'm done. I don't care if this sabotages it. I don't care if this ends it. I'm already on the other side of it.
Oh, I was already on the other side.
Right.
Like I was immediately, that this
you didn't
is
care
like,
what
this
the
is not
outcome
gonna,
of that was going to be.
Like first of all, I'm like this would not happen after how you treated me. That's it.
But if I take a step back, take some time to figure out the next steps, that's because there's still there's some value in this for me, or at least want to see it through and find a solution as opposed to blow it up.
Right.
And
it may work.
Right. Absolutely. It's a mature way to approach it if there's still some value or you see a path forward, right?
So what's your love bomb story? Or ghosting?
Oh God. I have too many love bomb stories.
No, ghosting. I love ghosting stories because those are the scariest, I feel like.
This is gonna sound
It's like Halloween is
I
coming
don't
up.
have a lot. I don't know. I don't know that I have a ghosting story.
Holy crap.
Like I have some like mini ghosting stories where like, okay, it'll be a couple days or something like that. But I don't have a legitimate like, hey, just never talk to me again kind of thing where I just have never.
What's funny? That guy actually reached out to me months later.
Stop it. Fuck you.
Trying to apologize.
happening.
I'm like, well, you go ahead, live your life. Which I was surprised. But I'm like,
Another big red flag for me, I would say, is lack of clarity.
on what they're trying to.
Yeah. What are you looking for? Don't. And I always say like, don't make me look or feel stupid.
Yeah.
Future tripping is a big thing for me. Like, don't future trip.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
Don't talk about.
If it happens too soon, it's not a good
But
sign.
I've also had some feedback from, well, actually, the guy that I'm kind of currently seeing. He's like, I really legitimately don't feel like I was future tripping, because, and I had to take a step back and say, am I being too drastic about my parameters around that? Like, okay, if we talk about, it'd be really great to go on a trip to whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's a want or a hope or this would be fun, a hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
Is that future tripping?
No.
Actually, it's not. It's not. But if you're like, I'm looking forward to meeting your family, or I'm looking forward
Moving in
to
together.
Right, like, okay. But hypotheticals and fun conversations aren't future
That's
tripping.
also
So be
different.
very careful about how you define that, because I think that can be a gray area. But I would say that for me, I'm mindful of it. So my expectation is that other people are mindful of that. And I actually say that and talk about that up front with people.
Yeah, that's good.
And lack of accountability is another big one for me.
Ugh, yeah, that's a big one.
Like, if you fuck up, say you're sorry. And then we can move on. I'm done. That's fine. We're good.
Yeah.
I
like sorry thing.
Yeah.
Like it really just like dissolves all the tension that is in a relationship, and nobody's going to keep the score. Nobody's going to be resentful.
No.
Saying sorry is the best.
I'm good with finding
ever.
a solution and moving forward.
Yeah.
All right. So give me a red flag or two for you.
Well, so for me, that love bombing type of behavior and future
Tripping. Yeah.
tripping, and then aggression. But that's like immediately. Like if I see that immediately, it's like gone. Like I don't even exercise the idea of being in a relationship with that person.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I wish I had done that more.
Well, patterns.
Patterns you learn, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's throw out a couple green flags.
Green flags.
What do you got?
What do I have? Solution, planning in crisis situation, like the crisis. Although I'm good in a crisis, but if somebody is equally good in a crisis,
Right.
then I feel good about it. It's like, I know I can go with you to the end of the world and we're going to be fine.
And we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because we navigated that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good one for me.
The planning thing, I'm with you on that. It's like I like surprises. I like the spontaneity and stuff like that, but I also like to have a plan. I am a person who likes to see what's coming.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then I guess effort. If our effort matches, then it's good. If my effort is much higher than the other person's, I also immediately withdraw.
Right. Well, there's that whole concept of like, we got to give 50-50.
No, that's not
I don't
how it
like
works.
that.
No.
I hate that. I understand the thought process behind that.
Yeah,
like
but
we're
it's
both
never
contributing.
50-50.
No. But what I think, I've had this conversation with a good friend of mine, it's like you both need to give 100%
Right.
to the relationship. Now, there's days where you might come home and say to your husband, like, hey, today I can cover about 20%.
Yeah.
Can you make up the difference?
Right.
How do we navigate this? Because if you both are coming in with 20%, that's when there's problems. But if you can proactively say, hey, this week, this day, this whatever, I got about 20% in my tank. Can you help me make up the difference with the kids, with the this, with the that, whatever?
Yeah. I usually say that at the end of the week, though. Like, I don't see it as it's happening.
Sure. That's
but then acknowledging that, I guess, is the
accountability.
Step. Yeah.
Accountability. Yeah, I'm with you. Like the matched energy, the matched effort, mirroring back each other's, efforts and things like that. I think is very important. I think I said this earlier, but like respecting each other's times,
right?
Time and all of that. And then repairs after conflict. That's another big green flag for me. Wanting to repair and
move on,
talk about it and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm big on talking after a fight.
Yeah.
I need to say, because I process, like I need to process things. Right. Things happen,
Come back
I process them, and then I'm gonna blur them all out.
Yeah. One of the things my therapist taught, my ex and I, it's okay to hit pause.
Oh, I'm not good with that.
But have an anchor to come back to, right? So like, hey, you know what? I can't do this right now. We're talking in circles. There's nothing happening. There's no progression of this conversation. Have an anchor for when you're going to come back to it. So tomorrow over coffee, let's sit and talk about this more. Or after dinner, kids are in bed or whatever the end of your day is, let's talk about this more. So you don't get to just hit pause and walk away.
You need to talk about this.
Because then your partner might be like, well, are we ever going to figure this out?
Yeah. Am I abandoned? Do I have to have anxiety for the rest of the week? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really do believe like red flags don't have to be like complete stop signs.
Totally.
You see that red, you're like, stop. No.
You can work them out.
Yeah. I think in the beginning especially, there's room for improvement, negotiation, whatever.
Yeah, to learn those new patterns for a new relationship.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All right. Let's play a quick game of Soft or Savage, and then let's wrap this up with some journal prompts.
I don't even know what
So this is something that I started doing, I think my first episode.
Oh my God.
There's only been a couple, but it's kind of a game. So I'm going to throw out a hypothetical for you.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
You're going to tell me, are you going to go soft or savage on this person or whatever in this situation? And, that can, it's kind of fun. All right. So he cancels plans twice in a week on you.
Savage.
Yeah? How
Immediately
so?
savage.
What are you going to say to him?
Well, I probably would play some kind of game.
All right.
Oh my God, I am savage sometimes. Yeah, I am.
All right.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do the same to him, but I would bring something up.
Okay.
If we planned something, or I would completely just like, I'm like, okay, cancel on me. Now you're gonna have to come up with the plan. Mm-hmm. Because I'm usually the one who's coming up with the plan. So make it up
to me without...
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna sit there and wait. That's my savage. Silence is my savagery.
Yeah?
Yeah, savagery.
I can't do silent. I have ADHD. I don't shut up much. I'm kidding. I'm respectful, but... all right. Family crisis. Mm-hmm. Your partner can't show up as usual. Are you going soft or savage on that?
Soft.
Of course.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of... should be the answer.
I'm very understanding.
Yeah.
When it
I'm
comes
happy to give
like
people
that.
grace.
Yeah, same.
But again, it's about communication. Let me know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then handle what you got to handle.
Yeah.
All right. Career jealousy over your wins. Going soft or savage?
Soft.
Okay. Tell me more.
That, I don't know. That doesn't bother me. I don't think I'm jealous. I'm more of a cheerleader when it comes to like...
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like we both like... If that's what you want, but not with everybody. I feel like, again, it's the personality and partner.
Of course. It's funny because my first episode with Justine, we kind of talked about that kind of thing. And she said she had a very similar answer where she's like, okay, well, how do we help that? How do we help you achieve that?
Yeah.
She's like, I thought she was going to go savage on that just because of the particular question. But she's like, no, how do I support you? How do I help you?
What should we do? Yeah,
it's funny.
I'm the same way.
That's great. That's the general consensus. That's great. So post-fight, your partner goes silent, and this is probably more of a thing in the beginning stages. Oh, maybe not though. I guess that can happen in any
That
point.
can happen.
So post-fight, your partner goes just freaking silent for 48 hours. Whether you live together or you don't live together, just doesn't talk to you, doesn't interact with you for 48 hours or so.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you how we resolve this now.
Okay.
We basically ignore. We sometimes have these like heated phone conversations when I just like hang up. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to like be mad.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to be quiet until the next day.
Okay.
And then we're going to
I couldn't date you.
And then we're just going to start like nothing ever happened. Unless it's something serious. Because usually it's something stupid, you know? Like if it's something stupid and it's a disagreement of like little things, nobody cares. We both move on and nobody holds, you know, nobody's resentful. Like building resentment is the worst part.
Oh, of course.
But like if it's something serious, then I'm like, so hey, do you remember when I said that? I'm sorry I said that, blah, 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 blah. But there's always a but on my side. It's like, but you didn't do this. It's like, what do you think? And then he's actually going to come back and we're going to chat about this calmly. And honestly, it seems like we were both extra ridiculous the night before or 2 nights before.
Sometimes you sleep on it too.
Yeah. Sometimes
and you're
you sleep
like,
on it.
oh gosh, I kind of overreacted there a little bit. Sorry. You know, and then at least you can have that conversation. But you're right. And it took me a long time to get to a point where I could, in that moment, in the heat of the moment, be like, oh, okay, take a step back.
Yeah. I can do that more often now than I used to,
I'm better now. I was not. I was not good about it prior.
So wait, what was your reaction? I can't imagine you being like heated and loud.
Well, I'm Italian. I have it in me.
There's no way.
I have it in me, trust me. I don't like throw stuff at the wall or anything like that. I don't like I've never been like physically aggressive, but I'm also like
are you a yeller? Do you ever yell?
I have yelled. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I told a guy that he ruined my life. I like screamed it at him. You ruined my life. Like, yeah, I have it in me. Fuck yeah.
That's so great.
But I also like, I'm a justice warrior and that's part of like who I am in general. It's part of being a Capricorn. That's part of like the whole ADHD thing. So like if somebody really fucking wrongs me, like really wrongs me.
Yeah.
I can't handle that. If somebody's telling a lie about me, whatever, I cannot handle that. That's where I go all in. That's where I go completely fucking savage and defend myself, defend the people I care about, whatever. But later in life, I've learned to navigate that differently. I really don't, I don't fly off the handle. It's not my nature.
Yeah.
But if I'm pushed to that point, pay the fuck attention. There's a reason for that.
Right. So I usually hang up on my husband because I don't want to yell.
See, I couldn't date you. If you ever hung up on me, that is my number one trigger.
But you know what?
Because my abandonment issues come up.
Oh, yeah. But he has to trigger me in a very specific way.
Okay.
It's when he goes off and I know he is not listening to me at all.
Mm. Well, then you have to stop anyways.
Yeah. So it's one of those situations. Yeah.
I think, it's important to like, you gotta go soft on the person to a point.
Yeah.
Right. But savage on the issue.
Right.
Right. So go soft on the person. You don't want to make them feel bad, but then deep dive on the issue.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Right. Well, I like to wrap up these episodes with some journal prompts. So that's one of the big things that I'm trying to do for the listeners is giving them something, an action that they can take after that episode where we've talked about a lot of things today.
A lot.
But now how can they apply that to their own lives? How can they use that information to help them in their new dating relationship or an established relationship? So I think, again, today's theme was kind of about the cadence of your relationship, the modern formula. So, everybody grab your journals. You know what time it is. And, what are your minimum requirements in love and relationships? Like, what do you need? What's your limit on connection every week, every day, whatever, the green, yellow, red that we talked about? Like, what do you need and what can your partner offer you?
And I would add, how do you want to show up?
Yeah.
Create your own profile. Like if somebody saw you, who are you?
Yeah.
Like say all these things.
What do you
about
put out
yourself?
there?
Yep.
Yeah. What are 3 non-negotiables that you won't trade even for great chemistry? right? Like, what are those for you? What are two, we'll call them flexible levers, right? That you can adjust, but that don't make you self-betray. Don't make you bend too much. What's your one sentence boundary, so to speak, that says the next time I feel myself shrinking, I will, as I punch my microphone again. And in the love that you're building or the relationship you're trying to build, your cadence is what? And from that, you feel what? So those are kind of my journal.
love it.
Anything to add to that?
No, that's it. I just had one.
All right. Well, in closing, I feel like that's so formal. In closing, but in closing, you know, your compromise should feel like choreography, not contortion.
Right.
I read that quote somewhere and I'm like, that kind of really resonates. Like, it should feel like choreography. It should be smooth. It should be, you should not be bending or shrinking or what have you to, conform to a relationship.
Yeah. If your relationship is too much work right at the beginning, from the beginning, then it's not going to work.
Name your season, define your minimums, keep your crown exactly where it fucking belongs. That's what I preach on this podcast. It's what I want all of you to feel. Men, women, it doesn't matter. Like, be sovereign, be true to yourself. Don't settle. Don't bend.
Yeah.
Stay sovereign and savage. And until next week, thanks, guys. Thanks, Anya.
Thank you. That was so much fun.